journey of a rising star within the super middleweight division. One's career is scrutinized under the unforgiving lens of public judgment. The path forward is a choice: rise to the occasion, or risk being left behind. Diego Pacheco stepping into the ring with an unblemished record of 22 victories, no defeats, and no draws, 18 of those victories by knockout, embodies this existential challenge. At just 23, with 6 years of professional experience, he stands as the WBO's #1 contender. Pacheco has demonstrated both a deep understanding of the sport and obtains vicious punching power. In his recent bout, he became the first boxer to stop the season's Selecki, marking a significant milestone in his career as Pacheco climbs the ranks. He now faces the test of a powerful adversary, a true measure of his fortitude on the quest to the title. Steven so-called Nelson embodies the essence of composure and grit, with ice coursing through his veins. At 36, he stands 13 years senior to Pacheco. He is ranked number 14 by the WBO, bringing with him an undefeated record of 20 victories, no defeat, and 16 knockouts. Under division guidance of Bomac and alongside the esteemed Bud Crawford, Nelson hones his craft in Omaha, Nebraska. True to his moniker, So Cold, he systematically dismantles opponents with his chilling power punches. Though his years may suggest he surpassed his physical peak, his cunning and experience make him a formidable adversary. As a big and powerful contender, Nelson presents a profound challenge for the young Pacheco, one that will test the depths of his spirit and readiness for the next stage of his journey. Diego Pacheco weighed in at 166.5 pounds, towering in at 6 foot 4 inches with an impressive 79-inch reach. In contrast, Steven Nelson steps into the ring at 168 pounds, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall with a reach of 75.5 inches. Pacheco holds a notable height advantage of 6 inches over Nelson, coupled with the 3-inch reach superiority. As a favored contender at -340, Pacheco is poised to leverage these physical advantages. For Nelson, who appears to be in the twilight of his career, this confrontation represents a pivotal moment, a do-or-die opportunity to demonstrate his enduring skill set before the inevitable passage of time takes its toll. Steven Nelson embodies a blend of power and craftiness, fitting the boxer puncher archetype. This style merges the technical skills of a traditional boxer with the knockout power of a puncher. Nelson's ability to deliver powerful punches while maintaining calculated movement and defense makes him a versatile fighter. His experience and ring intelligence enable him to adapt to different fighters, using both his physical strength and mental acuity to outmaneuver opponents. Even though he may be past his physical prime, his crafty approach and solid punching power make him a real challenge for any contender. Diego Pacheco, on the other hand, is a classic lanky outboxer. This archetype capitalizes on height and reach to maintain distance, keeping opponents at the end of his punches with jabs and long-range strikes to control the fight's pace. Pacheco's significant height and reach advantage allow him to touch opponents where they can't reach. His defense is straightforward, and fighting at range enables him to react thoughtfully. He pulls back when necessary and comes right back in with a spear-like jab. When positioned correctly, he gains full leverage in his punches, with his left hook to the body being particularly devastating when he turns into it. Under the bright Vegas lights, amidst the opulence of the illustrious Cosmopolitan Casino, the stage was set for a profound encounter. It was a moment of destiny and reality converged. The young gun poised off against the old sheriff. This was not merely a clash of fists, but a meeting of truths, where youthful ambition sought to challenge the wisdom of the experience. In the theater of combat, where one could touch you while remaining just beyond your own grasp, the true challenge lies in bridging the space between. To succeed, one must embrace the role of the aggressor, navigating the delicate dance of distance with both strategy and courage. The inquiry arises: does Nelson possess the vitality and explosiveness necessary to propel himself into striking range? As the bout commenced, it unfolded precisely as the contrasting styles dictated. Pacheco, like a tactician, maintained his distance, employing jab and fluid movements from the periphery. Meanwhile, Nelson embodied the relentless spirit of the bull, steadily advancing, determined to close the gap and unleash his power within reach. Here, in the convergence of styles, lay the unfolding narrative of the struggle and interplay of strategy, strength, and will. The question was never whether Nelson would engage, or rather, when he would choose to do so. It was a matter of timing. Nelson's unpredictable, herky-jerky movements served to disrupt Pacheco's rhythm, aiming to unsettle his timing. With Pacheco maintaining distance, the onus was on Nelson to navigate past the jab. Equally crucial was the need to provoke Pacheco into throwing punches, creating openings to dive in as Pacheco's strikes retracted during his retreat.
Tell you what I know about Steve though.
Range is not where you want to be.
Yeah, I get the speed needed to catch Pacheco from the outside. See like that.
The initial rounds were fiercely competitive, yet Nelson's relentless work rate and effective aggression allowed him to gradually tip the balance in his favor on the scorecards.
Steve and Bomac and the team would bring, they were going to bring a puzzle tonight. That's what I knew.
Judicious with these shots. Been against Coceres.
6. Don't take a year from him.
That's
Come on,
me.
man.
That's on me.
He has dictated the pace of this fight throughout.
I agree with
The pursuit of Pacheco demanded a burst of explosive energy from Nelson, a taxing endeavor that began to show its toll. By the 5th round, Pacheco had definitely honed in his range, his jab finding his mark with precision. A consistent disruption threw Nelson off balance, compelling him to repeatedly reset before launching his next advance. Pacheco's approach was nothing short of strategic. He aimed to firmly establish his jab as a foundation before letting his backhand go. It was a tactical dance of provoking a hive and swiftly retreating, an indication to his calculated and cerebral style. When Nelson decided to go on his offensive play, Pacheco withdrew and posted his lead hand to maintain distance.
I can certainly see an outcome that goes the distance.
As he neared the ropes, he adeptly angled away, shielding his chin behind his lead shoulder. However, whenever opportunities arose, Pacheco seized the moment, exploiting Nelson's overreaching with precise backhand counters. Pacheco's agile movement and solid defense posed significant challenges for Nelson, who struggled to cut off the ring. This allowed Pacheco to maneuver freely, maintaining control of the fight's pace and positioning. Once Pacheco managed to keep Nelson at bay, he began to let his punches go with precision. Maintaining his range, he focused on controlling Nelson before he could launch his own attacks. Like a well-trained outboxer, Pacheco ensured he struck from a distance that allowed him to maneuver away when necessary, never letting Nelson get close enough to land his punches. With his calculated movements and long-range attacks, Nelson found himself without answers. Unable to cut off the ring, he was repeatedly hit the moment he stepped into the pocket. Even when he did manage to get past the lead hand, a way in the backhand greeted him.
being a grown man.
Now, I admire Nelson's courage here.
Fight after fight.
Well, yeah.
He's got to work right there. He's got to.
Pacheco executed a masterful display of boxing, using his movement to keep Nelson at a distance and selecting his shots with care.
And he's ready to go now. He's ready to go.
That was an on-the-button, straight upright after taking that shot.
He has a great beard.
That body, Steve Nelson.
Oh, they're just coming more and more, and with more ferocity from Pacheco. Well, he reared back and fired that left hand.
See?
Despite Pacheco landing hammering shots, Nelson never appeared phased and remained committed to his strategy. A worthy opponent, he fought with heart until the final bell. As the fight neared its end in the 11th and beginning the 12th round, Nelson experienced a burst of energy. While Pacheco seemed to ease up, Nelson finished the fight with vigor. But it was a case of too little, too late. Pacheco secured a unanimous decision victory, showcasing his skills against a commendable opponent. At just 23 years old, Pacheco is poised to grow stronger and refine his style further. While he may not be ready for a world title shot just yet, he's on the cusp of being prepared for the significant challenge. A few more fights should set the stage for his ascent to the shot at the world title.